Hey y'all, it's your girl KV coming at ya. Trying to fix my camera. And with another review for The Circle. So The Circle season 6, episodes 7 and 8. I feel like it's taking me forever to get these last two out because I had such a busy weekend, y'all. I had stuff to do Friday night, Saturday morning, family stuff going on, had to get in my workouts. I've been slacking on my workouts, had to get my toes done. They was jacked up, couldn't wear no sandals. I had a super busy weekend. So finally getting 7 and 8 out. I know the last batch is coming on Wednesday. So it'll be 9, 10, 11. I think he said 9, 10, 11. And then the reunion will be 12, and that's going to come next week. So let's get to it. Season 6, episode 7. I never write down the titles. They don't show them on Google, so I would have to get back on Netflix. But now I'm like, well, what is the title? So let's see. 7 is Picking Teams. So we left off with, who was that? QT and Kyle are in the hangout getting ready to block somebody. Luckily, they pick Cassie because she was rated dead last place, and she's been super mean lately. So I feel two ways about it. One, I'm glad they eliminated Cassie. She was doing too much for me. She was just being so mean out of nowhere. The way she came at Miles. And then was upset that Miles came at her was super duper annoying. I can't stand that type of behavior. But on the other side, because somebody mentioned this in a YouTube review, Cassie wasn't a threat. And typically, people, they don't, well, I ain't gonna say typically because it's kind of different from player to player, from season to season, but typically people expect people to not play with their emotions and play as gameplay. So a lot of people were saying that they would have kept Cassie in because she's not a threat, and she would have, help them to keep their ratings high because she would be keeping her ratings low because she wasn't a threat. And then once you get down to dwindling the numbers to 4 people, you can go and kick her out. But I feel like it's been a couple of seasons that have shown us that don't work like you want it to work, because the longer you keep certain players or unlikable players in the game, they can turn it around and become likable. They can turn it around and get everybody to not liking you. So I agree with getting Cassie out, but I can see where people would like, she wasn't a threat enough to get her out. We should have got out somebody else. A lot of people wanted Lauren out, which I wouldn't have been mad at that neither. It's just Cassie had rubbed so many people the wrong way because she just got so nicky so quick. So I get it. I'm glad. By Cassie. So since it was announced in the chat that she was being eliminated, Cassie gets to decide who she wants to meet, because they do it both ways. So this cracked me up. She was in her little lounging clothes. She had on like some little cheer shorts and a little t-shirt, and baby, she got all dolled up to go meet somebody in person. She picks Olivia, of course, and she is stunned that Olivia is a catfish because, Brandon is playing Olivia. So they're talking, they're catching up, they give a hug or whatever. She's pissed that she was supposed to be in an alliance with Miles and QT, but QT still blocked her. So now Livy B is like side-eyeing QT like, oh, well, that's messed up. And we also had the girls chat, the girls alliance as well. So she went against that. And yeah, I'm looking at QT a little differently now. Cassie tells her that she needs to get out Miles and QT because they're shady. Get them out of here. Which is hilarious because it's like, Livy B has almost always rated lower than Miles and QT. So what would her strategy be to get out these people who have more popularity in the circle than she does? So this did highlight something for me that could be a strategy for Livy B, because it will definitely be what I would go for. I feel like QT is soon gonna come under fire because she is so willingly and recklessly hopping in alliances with everybody that she chats with. So if it gets to the point where, let's say, Paul and who did Paul just recently connect with? Paul was chatting with somebody, right? Because Paul would be the one that let it slip, I feel like. Say if she's chatting with Paul and somebody else that claims they have an alliance with QT, and he lets it slip that he has an alliance with QT, and they're like, well, I have an alliance with QT. And then they invite somebody else to the chat and be like, what's your relationship with QT? Well, we got an alliance. She's going to get exposed. She's doing this as a strategy so that everyone can vote her high and she can be everyone's favorite. But if she gets exposed as having an alliance with everybody in the circle, it's going to make her look dishonest and it's going to make her look shady. And I feel like it's going to happen because, like I said, she just so recklessly hops in alliances with everybody. So, Cassie's exit video. She says that her biggest regret is who she aligned with. Jordan sees this as an opportunity to expose the fractures in the alliances. And Jordan, he hasn't been there long enough for us to see if, well, no, he has. His gameplay sucks. He has these ideas in his head because he so quickly jumps to assumptions about people and then it does not pan out. Like he thinks it's going to pan out. So he ends up on the short end of the stick. So Jordan's gameplay sucks, but he thinks he's going to be able to, expose the fractures in these alliances. But it's like, dude, you can't even bond with people enough to get information out of them. Like, he just swore that Kyle was finna spill his guts because he gives off dumb jock because of the muscles and this, that, and the third. And, I feel like dumb black athlete is what Jordan sees when he sees Kyle. But Kyle gave him absolutely nothing. And I hope he continues to give absolutely nothing to Jordan. I hope nobody gives him what he's looking for in his quest for information and popularity. But we'll get to Jordan later on. What's next? In the group chat, after we see Cassie's exit video, QT openly admits that Cassie was talking about her. This was odd to me because why? Why would you tell them, oh no, I feel so bad that Cassie feels like I betrayed her? And I feel like this could set her up for people to start talking like, I didn't know she had an alliance with Cassie. Well, I got an alliance with her too. I wonder if she gonna get me out next. It can start this catalyst to get herself out here while she keep, I'm the puppet master. I'm the puppet master. It's like, you're getting too big for your britches, mama. Slow down. Slow down. So they talk about how, they didn't really want to eliminate anybody, but they felt like since the group voted Cassie last, she would be the easiest. It's not that they didn't think that she didn't deserve to be there. They just felt like everybody else deserved to be there more. So now people are just kind of looking at her, like I said, like, oh, she gonna turn on me too. Oh, she gonna turn on me too. And I feel like they're gonna start talking about this in these secret chats, y'all. Olivia mentions that Cassie came to see her and she brought her some tea, but she doesn't tell anybody what the tea is. So everybody is like, girl, how you gonna tell us that Cassie came, but you ain't gonna tell us what the tea is, Livy B? Come on, Livy B. So then Olivia and Lauren group chat. Livy B tells her that it's Miles and QT that Cassie was talking about. Lauren is just like, yeah, Miles is a snake. Da 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 da. Just, it's the I hate Miles train. So Livy B and Lauren form an alliance off this chat, which we saw coming anyway, because they've kind of had the same mind frame for the most part throughout this game. Like they both were cheering for Steffi, right? They both were trying to champion for Steffi. So they don't like Miles because he got Steffi out. And now that he got another girl out, he didn't, but another girl got out and is kind of in that circle of his alliance. They're looking at him like, yeah. So next we see Jordan and Kyle chat. This is what I was talking about earlier. Jordan chats Kyle because he's passing judgment like, oh, he's the dumb jock and I can easily manipulate him because he's, the hot dumb jock of the group, okay? He's trying to get Kyle to spill some tea. I think he was trying to ask Kyle who he think Cassie was talking about or something like that. And Kyle is over there like, boy, bye. For one, Kyle took a while to even open the message because he was working out and he was like, oh, okay, well, you ain't even answer my message when I was trying to talk to you the other day, so you can wait till I finish this set. So once he finished the set, he sits on down to talk to him. And Jordan is trying to get this information out of him, and Kyle is just like, in his head, well, to us, boy, bye, I'm not finna be giving you all this information like that. Like, you ain't even formed no bond. That's what I'm saying. You just hopping in trying to get the tea. You not trying to see how people doing. It's like how Paul started off playing. Pauly C was just not playing a good game. She's getting better. Carice is getting better, but Jordan is coming in just like Pauly C came in. So Kyle is not saying anything because he's in an alliance with QT and Miles. He's not going to give up his alliance. He ain't saying nothing. He just kind of, talking circles a little bit to make Jordan, leave him alone a bit. And Jordan is going to be direct then. Well, okay, well, what about Miles? What you think about Miles? He's trying to throw Miles out there. But Kyle don't really give him nothing. He's like, oh, okay, that's what you think. Okay, cool. I see what you're saying. Not even really, I see what you're saying. Just like, oh, okay, I hear you on that. And then he just ends the chat, basically. Jordan is sitting there looking so disappointed, like, well, that didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Boy, go away. He is super annoying. I don't like Jordan. And like I said, over the seasons, we see more people playing with their emotions than strategy and gameplay. And I don't mind it per se because they're real people. And the purpose of the game is to get to know these people. It's not like the challenge or stuff like that where you ain't really getting to know these people. You just straight up doing stuff to beat them. You really getting to know people there. So the humanity in people is going to show more so than the gameplay for some people. So like I said, I don't mind it because you don't want somebody that you don't like to be in the end with you. So you're not going to keep them around just because they're a weak player, because that weak player can still come up and beat you and win. You want it to be somebody that you at least like and will be happy for if they won. So next we see Pauly C, which is Carice, catfish Carice. She chats Miles. Like I said, she's getting a little better with her gameplay, and she works her way into the Fuego Alliance, okay? And this is another thing that cracks me up. They just be forming alliances without really talking to the other people in the alliance, because, I would think that it needs to be pre-approved. And I guess in a way it is because they do kind of have little side conversations about other players. So I guess it's not too out of, left field where some of these people be getting into alliances, but still it'd be so funny to me how they just be adding whoever to the alliance. So now they're playing a little game called It's Personal. They ask them questions like, would you rather fight one bear or 500 chickens? Would you have a cozy night in or a wild night out? Would you have your phone leak your photos or your Google search? What was the other one? Would you rather do without social media for a year or sex without sex for a year? And the last one was, would you rather your parents see your sex tape or you see your parents? So they're answering, but we can't see who answered what. We just see what's the percentages. Most of them were 50-50 anonymously until they got to like the sex questions. That's when the numbers start to shift a little bit. But for the most part, most of them were 50-50. Now I'm thinking like this game is kind of, it was kind of blah. So I'm like, what is going to happen with this? Because it just, the fact that there was no chat for people to discuss their answers and there was no reveal of who answered what had me like, so what are we doing here, y'all? What are we doing? So seems random AF until we found out that this is used as a compatibility test and they are now pairing up the players with their ride or die. They have to keep these pairs a secret. So these pairs are QT and Jordan, Paul and Kyle, Tier, Lauren and Autumn, and Olivia and Miles. That gave me a good old cackle because Olivia was like so disturbed that she has to be ride or dies with Miles because she was just gung-ho about getting Miles out of here. Now that's your ride or die. You can't get him out of here. So hilarious. They both wanted to vote each other off, actually. So that's what makes it really funny. In a personal chat, we see Paul and Kyle talking. They're like, yeah, we bros. I knew that we would be the closest anyway, and this test just confirms it, and da-da-da-da. And Paul says, you know, do you think this pairing is going to come back up later on? You smart cookie you, because it didn't show anybody else kind of come to that conclusion that this was going to pop back up and these pairs was going to be important. So we see Lauren chat Autumn. She asks her who she picked for the first chat. Autumn tells her that she picked Paul, and Paul called her a backstabber and threw everybody under the bus. So they're kind of talking about that a little bit, and now she's kind of side-eyeing Paul, which I'm like, you should have side-eyed him from jump because he was just way too eager to like spill all of his hardcore opinions on you. Like I said, Miles did it gently. He just kind of gave the overview. This person has been under fire. These two, I'm, you know, such and such is my circle boo. This person is a fan. He kind of gave a you know, unbiased overview of what's going on, of where Paul was just, you know, shoveling dirt, bunny, shoveling dirt. So now Lauren and Autumn form an alliance because, I mean, they are an alliance at this point. But yeah, they agree that Paul is shady and, you know, they probably finna try to get him up out of here. Jordan chats QT and she throws Lauren under the bus. She says that a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. Yeah, because they're like I said in the past reviews, I think I said it. Like I said in the past reviews, they can't trust Lauren because Lauren is just so lovey-dovey, hugs for everybody, that they don't know who she likes more and who she gonna vote out if she ever gets that influencer spot or if she's ever in a spot to influence somebody else to block somebody. So can't trust her. Yeah, this was the first chat that we see QT is not immediately trying to form an alliance with, but I guess it's because they already kind of got this unwritten alliance, well, this written down alliance because they're ride or die partners. Next, we see Miles and Olivia chat. Everybody just chatting with their ride or dies that they've been assigned from this compatibility test, y'all. Olivia is so salty about it. So they agree that they're going to rate each other high. I don't know if they necessarily said number one or not, but they agree that they're going to rate each other high. I think Olivia said number one, to whereas Miles said, yeah, we got to rate each other high. So they say, okay, but that's not going to be enough. We also have to agree to put somebody at the bottom together. They were the only ones who really, well, no, I guess everybody kind of did. They just didn't explicitly say it because we know that Autumn and Lauren are going to put Paul in the bottom because, I mean, it's Paul. So yeah, everybody's doing this. We got to rate somebody at the bottom together. Miles says, you know, I think it should be autumn, yada, yada, yada. Anybody but QT. Protecting my boo, you heard me? Yeah. So, you know, in a little side scene, we see Miles cooking. That man almost set their apartment on fire. So they have a little party, you know, they always get on like a little dance party, have them some costumes or some type of little theme or whatever. So this was a theme, a Paris party theme. Peas and carrots, eggs and bacon, you know, they paired up like their pair, like a pair from their pair. And then in the middle of their fun, they get this alert, y'all. And we learned that if one of the pair, like, so in the ride or die click, if one of the ride or dies gets blocked, they both get blocked. This just shook my heart because I said, oh man. Oh man. And this also made me feel like this was a scheme set up by Todd to come to us with the bull. Because did these people even answer alike to be paired up, or did you just want to pair people who were A, the unlikely matches, or B, you know, somebody from the top with somebody from the bottom to just make it, you know, a little more scandalous? So that's where my mind was. So next, oh yeah, I said the wrong title. I'm on the wrong season. So that was Ride or Die. That's episode 7 was Ride or Die. Number 8 is Who Ordered the Sacrificial Lamb. So episode 8, we see that this parent is stressing Kyle out because he knows that Paul has been the bottom or near the bottom just about this entire game thus far. So Kyle is stressing out because he like, dang, I've been working so hard, and now the fate of me staying in this game is going to depend on somebody else. You know, we hoping that it don't get to that, but if you're here, you watch the episode. So Jordan, or maybe you haven't, I don't know. Jordan wants Miles out so that he can get Kyle and QT in an alliance. Like I said, Jordan's gameplay sucks because you're not even getting to know these people or even having enough conversation for them to have you on their list next to form an alliance with. So the fact that he thinks that if he gets Miles out, he's next in line to be in an alliance with Kyle Q and QT is just nuts to me. And his obsession with Miles is so crazy. It's so annoying. Like, why do you have a hard on for getting Miles out? It is so annoying. So he's in a chat and he wants Livy B to do his dirty work for him, basically. So Livy B takes up for Miles in a subtle way because, you know, that's her ride or die. So she can't just flat out be like, oh no, we're friends now, you can't get him out. So he, Brandon, has to take up for Miles in a subtle way to not draw attention to their ride or die hood. Jordan then comes out the side of his neck. Jordan / Big J comes out the side of his neck and says, when a cute boy flirts with me, that's a red flag. This annoyed me so bad. It really infuriated me because now you just doing unnecessary stuff. It's one thing to badmouth somebody or to trash somebody, but to get on here and play with people's sexuality because you trying to make Miles seem like he'll do anything to manipulate you. So you're gonna say that he was flirting with you? So now Brandon is over there like, what? Brandon is like, Miles was flirting with Jordan? So is Miles bisexual? Like, what is going on here? That was just such a nasty thing to do and just so, like, just so unnecessary and so rude, so nasty. It just really, I didn't like Jordan from when he stepped in the game, but now I really, really, really do not like Jordan because it was just so unnecessary. Of all the things you could have did, you could have been like, oh yes, such and such told me this about Miles, or when I talked to Kyle, he said he understood where I was coming from when I said I thought it was Miles. It's just so many things he could have said outside of saying Miles was flirting with him. Made me so mad. I wonder how Miles is going to react when he sees that. But then we wouldn't even know how he react, huh? Because they don't get to see the episodes before the reunion, huh? I don't think so. So Miles sends, this was so cute, y'all. I know that like it's the game and we should be gameplay and not in our emotions, but I just like that we see the humanness of it in the way that we do. So Miles sends QT some heart-shaped pancakes, and I'm like, y'all, have we ever seen anyone like legit send another player breakfast or a treat or a gift or something? It was super cute. They are basically on a virtual date right now. My watch is charged. They are basically on a virtual date at this point, and they talk about their families, and it gets deep. They have a real deep conversation. I'm wondering if when they get out of these pods, are they going to attempt to date or keep in touch or whatever, because they are really truly forming a bond with each other. Like they girlfriend and boyfriend for real at this point. They girlfriend and boyfriend for real. So now, next we see Adam chats Kyle, and they bond over working out. Oh, she lifts, I lift. Okay, cool. Autumn wants an alliance. Kyle is down for it. They get a game. Circle scenarios. They each get their own round of the game, and it gets messy. They have to vote for the person that's most likely and the least likely for each scenario. So most likely and least likely to fall in love, to ghost someone, to ditch a friend for a date, to buy likes, to stab someone in the back. I don't really care about each individual person's answers. It was just, all over the place. But it ended up being a pile on for Autumn. And the part that was the worst about it is her own daggone ride or die partner, Lauren. Lauren's behind started the pile on, because I think hers was like to buy likes. The person that was least likely to buy likes, QT. The person that was most likely to buy likes, Autumn. And so it was so stupid of Lauren, and I wish it had backfired on her immediately. But it was so crazy for Lauren, and it just proves what QT now was saying. Like, a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. She just picked Autumn because Autumn was new there, and she didn't want to hurt any of her friends' feelings. Like, girl, fix your life. Next we see Livy B chats Autumn to check on her, because we know that Autumn is over there feeling a type of way because it was a pile on. I think she ended up getting like most likely 4 times in a shady way. So she was over there like, what have I done? Did something happen I don't know about? Like, why would everybody vote for me? So Livy B chats with her, and Autumn is like, girl, please, you a backstabber too. But Brandon is like, girl, everybody piled on you. I wasn't the only one, but I'm the one trying to apologize. So why are you trying to, keep all this Adam for me? He talks about how he was bullied because she mentions how, this triggered something in her past. Like, this triggered her about something that happened in her past. And so he talks about being bullied and how he understands, he sees her. Autumn is like, okay, cool. I got your back if you got mine. Livy B is like, I can't really say I got her back because I got all these other alliances that I gotta uphold. And I gotta put you in the bottom, boo. I just wanted to make sure you wasn't mad at me. but that don't mean we're gonna be in an alliance. So he kind of snakes his way out of saying, "Oh yeah, I got your back too," or something. You know, he probably threw in some, "Oh yeah, girls rule" type deal, like they always do. So next we see Paul chats Lauren trying to get rated high. Polly C really thinks that she is playing a good game, y'all. She really thinks that she is killing it out here. And I'm like, Carice, in what world do you think you killing it? My baby is there, she on. In what world do you think you killing it, girl? Because you're absolutely not. You're absolutely not. And we're gonna see how not she's killing it in just a second. So next it's time for them to rate. We find out, y'all, this broke my heart for real, for real. We find out that the person that's gonna be in the bottom rating, the last rating, is automatically blocked from the circle. And remember, their ride or die has to go along with them. They don't even go through the 1, 2, 3, 4. They just flash on the screen. You're safe, you're safe, you're safe. Paul and Kyle, one of you were rated bottom. So both of y'all are blocked from the circle. Y'all, I was sad about this because everybody knows that Paul was in the last spot, and Paul even knew it too, because he was like, it's likely me because I've been at the bottom this whole game and Kyle has been at the top. He was just influencer. It's rare that we see somebody go from first place to last place within one rating. So Paul knows that he's last. He's kind of feeling bad. Kyle is over there freaking out because he's like, yo, I've been playing a good game. I've been doing this. I've been doing it. I got a family I'm trying to provide for. And now I got to get blocked because this game paired me up with the bottom player. Kyle is over there losing it. I'm losing it too because I like Kyle in this game. He doesn't play dirty. He doesn't play too emotional. He just plays like the game should be played, in my opinion. So I don't want to see Kyle go either. Then they get another alert on the screen. Kyle and Polly C. They now find out that they have the ability to sacrifice themselves to be blocked and save the other person. Of course, this is where they leave us on the cliffhanger, y'all. And where we see it at, Kyle is like, I'm not sacrificing myself. I done played this game and I done did this. Like, I'm not sacrificing myself. I'm not leaving this game. Like, I'm not doing it to myself. And we basically see Kyle saying the same thing. Paul saying the same thing, which annoys me, and I hope that this is just the editing for the build-up, because Kyle is over there like, bro, I done saved you once. I need this. I need you to sacrifice yourself to save me. To himself, right? Because they can't talk to each other, of course. And Polly C / Carice is over there just like, I can't do this. I deserve to be here too. No, you don't, baby. You've been playing a terrible game. Now you tanking Kyle's game because you dead last because of this little stupid thing that paired y'all together. I really hope that we see on the next set of episodes that Paul just takes it on the chin, because she know that she been last place, and just sacrifice yourself to save Kyle. Kyle ain't did nothing to be gone home. Has not been in the bottom like that. So I'm really hoping that Carice comes out and stop playing Paul, and Carice has the humanity and the selflessness to keep Kyle in the game. I really hope so. And then I want for Carice to go visit Kyle and be like, I saved you, what's up? And Kyle to be like, oh, you not Paul. That's what I'm hoping that we see in this next batch of episodes, y'all. So I've got my fingers crossed so that we can see that. And yeah, that's the end of this circle review. So make sure y'all like, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and put down in the comments if you think Paul Carice is gonna sacrifice himself to keep Kyle in the game. I really hope so, y'all. Bye.